The Scarpa Instinct collection is an absolute classic. It provides top-end performance climbing shoes that cover everything you could want, from stiff to soft to edgy, and covers pretty much all rock types. They've been used on the smallest and hardest boulder problems to some of the biggest and most adventurous big walls. At the moment, there is currently 4 shoes in that collection, which begs the question, does it need a 5th? This is the Instinct VSR LV, which is effectively a low volume version of the very much loved blue Instinct VSR. The Instinct range has historically been a great all-round performer, and the VSR does do that. It is also, again, another great all-round performer. But this VSR LV does it in a slightly different way to maybe some of the other Instincts. Despite this looking very similar in appearance to the VSR and the fact that it's purple, there's actually quite a few small changes within this shoe from that original blue version that add up to make quite a big difference. First of all, by using the term low volume, you could sort of be tricked into thinking that this heel is not as tall and is shorter. That's actually not the case in this shoe. This heel actually has the same height as the original blue one, but the big difference is that it's actually a lot narrower. So you've got the same depth, but the width across the heel is very different from the blue Instinct. As you move through the forefoot and into the toe box, this is where the volume's been reduced. This is definitely a more reduced volume than the original blue one. This means that your foot actually sits a lot flatter in this low volume version than it does in the original VSR. There's pros and cons to this. Firstly, if your foot's a little flatter in the shoe, that actually can affect 2 things. It can mean that your foot can open up to smear a little bit better. So therefore, when people put this on, they actually think the shoe's softer, but it has the same midsole as the original blue one. It's just the fact that your foot's positioned in a different way. And the second is that because your foot can sit flatter in this shoe actually has the potential to be slightly more comfortable than the original high volume, toe crushing VSR. When it comes to last tension and strap closure, these are all very familiar things that you would find on the original VSR. They've been changed very little and are almost identical in the LV version. There are a couple of very small design tweaks, which I quite like actually. Firstly, the toe patch now runs right up to the suede on the top of the shoe. So on this LV version, hopefully that just helps with that sort of reoccurring peeling issue that used to happen on the original blue one. When it comes to the sole unit on this shoe, it's again a split sole unit like we see on other Instincts, and comes with excess Grip 2 rubber, which is Vibrum's stickiest compound. The split sole unit means that you can run a lot of tension in the shoe, but it still allows the shoe to bend and flex. So hopefully, in theory, it gives you that extra edging power when you need it and allows the shoe to open up and smear when you need it. For me, this shoe is a great indoor and outdoor bouldering shoe. And if you're a lighter climber, I also think this is going to be a great all-round sport and possibly even trad climbing shoe. If you're a blue original Instinct VSR wearer and you've worn those shoes for years, is this shoe going to be right for you? Well, possibly not actually. I think this fills a hole that Scarpa hadn't addressed before. It's for those people that want a slightly lower volume, have a slightly different foot than the original VSR, and want that slightly flatter profile. So actually, sadly, for all those people that love the original VSR, you probably just want to stick with it. This is for those people that have always wanted to have an Instinct shoe, but have just never really fitted the range before, and I think this will fit you well. So back to the question of, did Scarpa really need to introduce another Instinct shoe? Well, it actually turns out that the answer is yes. This actually addresses and fills a hole that the whole Instinct range had, and we didn't even sort of realise they had it. This is another great Instinct shoe that provides all-round performance and will now fit those people that just couldn't get on with Instincts in the past.